What up, everybody? We are back with another video, and today we are installing everything right here. XMAXX 6. I got the female to male connectors because I already soldered on the connectors on this. We got all these M2C upgrades to test out and these new drive shafts to test out. So I'm gonna quit talking and just get to putting these on. The cool thing about these drive shafts, they're a little thicker in the center of it, and they are hardened steel, and they're also hardened steel on the front too. Because I mean, these ones, like you see how much has flex here. The front is even worse; it has that much flex, and that's only because actually it's not the drive cup; it's the actual aluminum hex piece right here. It's so worn out just because it's like aluminum is not really the strongest; it's really weak, and causing all of that. But anyway, these should solve that problem. And the cool thing about these, I will make sure, by the way, I'll make sure to include all this stuff you see here down in the description below. It's all from Hot Racing. And the cool thing is these come with new aluminum hexes, which would be great. Now we can replace those and fit those new tires I'll show you in a second. Anyway, let's get them fitted. Since I have the hinge pin on this and you don't have to take out both of them, I think I'm just going to go ahead and take out this top section. There's a wiggle a little bit. I'm going to take off this top section so I don't have to take off that nut and bolt there. Just drop my screw. And I'm going to have to take some pliers and take that out because it's got stuck in there after being in there for a little while. That's always comes in handy. Take that. And all we need to do is take out this little, I'm going to make sure I record all this. Focus, please. There it goes. I usually just use a flathead for this. I'm going to just put my fingernail on this bottom section here. This is actually kind of fiddly. There it is. And I actually want to go ahead and show you guys what this one looks like currently. This is going to be a little pain getting off because this is like fused on there basically. So, yeah. I actually bought myself a vise so I can put it in this right here. And actually helped me get that thing off a lot easier. Now I know what you might be thinking, person, that's gonna ruin your bearings while you're compressing it like that. Yeah, I know, but not only is this the only way to get it off right now, I'm actually planning on upgrading the front axle carriers to RPM and get myself the heavy duty bearings with it. But I'm not really too worried about it right now, plus I've done this a couple times already and hasn't destroyed the bearings yet. Shoot. I'm also worried about destroying the threads on that, honestly. It's a little tedious too, I mean. Right there. Like I gotta get that bottom section to fit it on that lip, and I want to make sure I don't destroy the threads on this. Actually, I guess it doesn't really matter because we're replacing these anyway. So, it doesn't matter too much. Oh my god. Come on. There we go. Pretty much how we do it. But just so you all see, flows nice and easy. Try to make that a lot better. Focus. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Flows nice and easy, didn't destroy anything. So, yeah, it's all good. The one on the front, though, on the front of that, is a little stiff. But usually what I do to fix that is I got myself some... Well, I've had this for a little while, and I've been using this for a while. I usually use this. If you go to your nearest hobby shop and they might have it, I don't know if you guys might have it, but that's what I use. I use Trinity oil on mine. And I do just pry this off. Yeah, I know some people say not to do that, but No, it hasn't broken yet, as long as you're really careful. There it goes. It actually wasn't too bad. And usually this doesn't take much of this stuff to do. I mean, like 2 drops usually. It frees up usually. Sometimes you gotta put a little more than that. I think it's about enough. I freed up a little bit, but it's still a little stiff. Yeah, I think that'll do for now. And just press it back on there, and then it's still kind of stiff, but I mean it's whatever. I mean, it worked for now. All right, now I made sure to test this. It shouldn't. That's the wrong bearing. Oh, I did. Okay. I put the bearing on top of my desk. That one's pretty nice. Yeah. Bearing fits nice and snug on there. I'll make sure that it's getting that on video. And I still have the hardened steel drive cups. I mean, it's a little stiff getting on that. What the hell? Oh, for the love of God. This is going to be the part where it gets a little frustrating. I gotta find the bearing. For some reason, it's not wanting to fit inside of the section. Unless I found the bearing, it was just like stuck in the side of the wheel of my chair. I want to know why it won't just fit in there. I mean, these are for the XMAXX. Okay, this is kind of hard to do with that. What you getting at? Oh, there it goes. I mean, it feels a little stiff, really. I'm going to be fitting all the way in there, so guess that's kind of fine. Oh, now it's stiff on there. This is kind of hard to do. I literally had this on my phone mount, so it's kind of hard to keep it up. There we go. Wow, that's kind of a little rough. I mean, it says it's for the XMAXX, so I think once I get everything in. I mean, it still rotates nice. So, that's a plus. There you go, nice on there. I'm pretty sure, like, it'll wear into place once it's finally in there. I mean, that other drive shaft, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Oh, actually, while I have it, I could show you. That's what it's doing. That's why the aluminum ones kind of suck. So, yeah, gone with those. And get the hot roasting in. And, let's get the new hexes to install as well. Let's go ahead and tear that. Ooh, shoot. Look at that. That's really nice. Let's kind of adjust it a little bit. There we go. Ooh, nice click on there. And that should fit on top of that. I think so. Yeah. Oh, I just put my fingernail. Ooh, actually, dude. Look at that. The hex on there. It's nicely in those cups. Also, if you're wondering what these are actually from Hot Racing as well. They're hardened steel, completely closed drive cups. I think I might have shown them in another video, but I'm on the rear and front. So far, I've actually been pretty reliable. So yeah, That's pretty much what that one looks like. I'll just install the rest of them off camera. Also, just so you guys know, you can use your stock hexes on these. You can use your stock ones. You don't have to change them. Well, because honestly, why would they change that up? Because otherwise you'd have to put bigger hexes on there. But I think that turned out kind of nice, really. Pin fits in there nicely. At first, like, putting it in was kind of tedious, but I mean, when it rotates, it's not catching or anything, so I mean, that's it, save that problem. Looks quite nice. Anyway, let's get the rest of them fitted on there and then get to the rest of the M2C upgrades. Alright, a couple minutes later, I still gotta do that one, but just to let you all know, these things are gonna be really, really, really tight on there. Well, they'll slide on, but to get them on all the way, get just one of your XMAXX tires. I'm too zoomed in. There we go. Get one of your XMAXX wheels, stick it on there, and start threading your hexes on, because this thing is so freaking tight getting on top of there. When you're screwing in, it's gonna like, it feels like you're forcing it, but you're really not forcing it. It's just for some reason this hex is really tight on that actual on that axle, well, on the drive shaft. So just make sure you put a tire on that and just get that hex on there. That was a lot tighter, but finally get that one on there. Definitely a lot nicer. I hope I didn't screw the threads out too much when I was screwing it on there. Well, I'd hope not, because I mean, it's a brand new. Dang. Okay, whatever. But anyway, yeah, threads are completely fine. Just make sure you put a tire on there and screw it all the way up to get the hex all the way on there. Alright, finally got all the drive shafts installed. For some reason, this one was actually really much easier to put on. I expected it to be a lot more of a pain, but actually ended up going on all the way. Next, we're going to install the M2C upgrades. I'm going to show you what we all got here. We got the M2C ESC plate, M2C gear cover, since it's going to be sitting a lot higher off the, well, sitting a lot higher. Rear motor mounts for the motor. A brand new 46 hardened steel hot racing spur gear. And the motor mounts. Now, I also did make sure to get myself some. These are just the stock screws that the motor actually takes. I needed some new ones since the ones I have rounded off. So, we're going to start with installing some of these M2C upgrades, and then we're going to get to the Hobbywing Max 6 700 kV motor with the 8mm bore. First, we're going to start with taking all of this stock electronics out, which is going to be pretty satisfying. I'll make sure to record as much as I can. I'll just get a starting point. I'm going to start with taking the ESC out, because that one's going to be a bit easier to get to than these ones. That. Also, for you wondering what kind of fans these are, this fan's from my dad's E-Revo, and this fan's for the XMAXX. I took it off because I put the fans on the Armor Creighton, and since this was down for the moment, which reminds me, I am going to need a new fan, which I'll probably do the same one that's on my Armor Creighton. I'll show you that in a second. But the ESC is definitely going to be the easiest part to get out. So, definitely a good starting point with this one. Yeah, it's probably in the way. Yeah, there we go. And right now the motor, it only has 2 screws in it since I took the one out. Well, actually no, I took the 2 out because 2 of them stripped. Oh yeah, while I'm at it, this centerpiece right here where these wires kind of feed into, you got to cut that piece out to actually get the new motor and ESC plate. Well, mainly because of the new motor to fit inside that little space. So, with some satisfaction, we just go ahead and cut that piece off. I just need to find my cutters. Finally found some decent sized one, because this is, I think it's gonna be a pain to get cut off. Yeah, this is gonna be an absolute pain. Oh my god. Yeah, that is gonna be a pain to cut off. I think I might cut that off camera. It was a pain, but I finally got it. Jesus, still is pretty strong. No wonder this stuff doesn't break. It's even harder to cut too. Alright. Oh wait, let me angle this a little bit. There we go. I'm rotating a little bit. Everything is freaking gutted out of this thing. So now we can move on to the MTC upgrades. Why is this seem there? Alright, that was a lot better. So it's a lot nicer to see when the stuff is in there. Now we gotta install this. I'm gonna do a little faster way. Alright, finally got the motor mount finally in there. It isn't like fully set yet because I still waiting for my pinion. But check this out. Got the motor, everything in there. Nice, perfect mesh in there. Nice slide system. Right now it's kind of, it's not really screwed on because it still goes up and down. Because I haven't got my pinion yet. So, until I get that, I'll mesh it later. Right now this is how it's looking. So you use long screws, take out the old ones, and put those ones in so they fit a lot further down. Make sure you put in that first, and actually I found out this piece right here, it goes pointed that way, and this goes obviously pointed that way. So you can fit a motor like this, like 1100 kV motor. Then the 4 screws in here. Let me give me a second. It's being kind of stupid. Okay, anyway, the 4 screws that are going the perfect mesh system. You can get those 4 screws out of this bag, not the very long ones, just like the shortest ones that are actually in this bag. They come with this piece, which is this piece is pretty cool. Once you set this stuff in, it's kind of a little stiff in here. The whole point of this is so you can get you can put it right here, and there's a special screw in there. It's that one right there with the little ball joint at the end of it. You put that one, it slides in this little slot right here. As you thread that up, it raises the motor mount so you can set the mesh perfectly without you doing it by hand and being kind of stressful. So that piece is pretty cool. As you see, it's fully 3D printed, so it'll help you mesh out your stuff. Next, we're going to do the ESC. I'm going to go ahead and show you actually. And again, I did go ahead and solder the connectors on here. This thing is this thing can take 6S and 8S. And 8S. I'm running 8S on this. I got the single connector EC5 on there. This one obviously has the male end. That's where these connectors come in. And I can run dual batteries with this thing now. Right now, it's actually looking pretty cool. Alright. Look at this. Everything is finally in. Also, you guys probably were looking at the ESC plate, and you were like, Carson, you put that the wrong way. Yeah, I figured that out, so I ended up taking it off, putting it back the other way, because I don't know why I didn't catch this, but where it sits flat down here, it has a little gap cut out of this ESC plate to where it can fit right underneath that perfectly, and it has that line underneath that just fits perfectly with it. And I noticed with all the where it was all labeled on top of this thing, where those like flathead screws, like these, with these flat, I forgot, I couldn't fit the name of those, but those screws, they were like drilled around the bottom of this where they fit snug in there and flat. I've kind of figured with those on top, and there's like 4 screw holes on the bottom of this. You can screw those in there. Not the long ones, only the short ones. I don't have any of them to show you because I screwed them all in the car. But they're the smaller ones that it comes with. Anyway, kind of finally figured that out. That's screwed in the bottom there. The zip tie that it came with, I just zip tied the motors together like that, just so it's like more neater, really. And I end up just putting this wire right here. Also, if you're also wondering where do you put the antenna, well, with all the videos I've seen, you could just sit it on top of it like that, where it just sits snug right there. And the dual connectors, actually, I'm going to go ahead and show you them right now, actually. There it is. So the female to male. I'll make sure to include these also. I'll give you a link to this in the description below, in case if you're looking for these as well. But yeah, there's a male end, female end. That connects right there. I'm thinking about, actually, I'm going to show you. So if I can, it's a little fiddly with. Oh God, dang it. Well, that fell off and fell on the floor. Oh, don't you hate when that happens, when you drop something and it just goes all over the place? So anyway, go. If it's nice and snug on there, I'm thinking maybe I'll bring it around here. Maybe zip tie it right there. Because, I mean, you got all just lengths. I mean, yeah, I could have just bought a wire and ran dual right there. But let me guess this works too. Well, I usually run the batteries going this way anyway. So, of course, I run right through there. Actually, yeah. Probably zip tie it right there. Zip tie it here too to make sure it's even neater. Yeah, it'll sit about like that so I can run dual batteries. But anyway. Oh, actually, wait. Almost forgot. So since I can install... Well, I can go ahead and install this actually into that since we have it already. Anyway. Just go ahead and... Alright. Quicker way of doing it. Alright, so it turns out the screw right there is stripped out and it's fused in there. So since I can't get that in, I'm just like the new tires. The Proline Badlands, all belted, not glued, basically a bead lock. But won't have to worry about glue problems with this. Alright, ready? See this? Yeah, wait, let me hold this. There we go. Alright, ready? Oh, I'm not good at this too much. There we have it. Check her out. Looking really, really sharp. And now, we got hot racing right there. And we got Hobby Wing right there. Plus, M2C. Also, a huge shout out to M2C upgrades. Because honestly, their stuff is just absolutely crazy looking. Really, really good quality. It's nice. And pretty much everything you want in RC parts. But anyway, that's pretty much it. On like Saturday or sooner, we'll finally get the pin gear for this. And hopefully when I get that screw out, I can then mount that. And hopefully see some videos on this as well. Finally get that thing out. I haven't really had a chance to in a while. But anyway, that has been today's video. Next video, we'll be taking it out in its first run maybe this weekend. I think we'll go ahead and try this weekend. This weekend, we'll make a video on this thing. We'll actually take it out. Anyway, peace.